So, Modern Horizons 2 Collector's Booster Box. Let's do a video. Ooh. So, the Collector's Boosters literally come with 12 packs. And the MSRP is quite high. So, let's hope we get something good today. So, the Collector's Boosters come with a lot of foils and rares. So like this one right here, great for Wizard Tribal, like Wizard Cycling. Search your library for Wizard. Artifact Land. This is one of the cards that I'm going to be using a lot of in my Commander Madness deck, because, you know, a one-drop Madness Flying Haste, pretty good, right? But I'm sure I can probably sit and talk about a lot of these. Nice full forest, first rare, Resurgent Belief. So, full art. Return all enchantment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. I have a enchantment deck that could go into Commander, of course. But, I mean, the Suspend, you know, the Suspend 2 kind of hurts it, I think. And then, look at that, nice. Ooh, Persist. Return target non-legendary creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a -1/-1 counter on it. Pretty decent, right? Scale Up. Mold Border. Foil. Ether Swarm Sphinx. Not one of the ones I've been looking for. Mind Collapse. Creature Planeswalker. If it's your turn, you may sacrifice a mountain rather than pay the spell's mana cost. That's kind of neat. I don't really care for burn spells that don't target players. Wander. As long as Wander is in your graveyard and you control an island, creatures you control have flying. I have a flying creature token deck that would work great in. And right off the top, definitely one of the cards that I was interested in getting, Soul Talisman. Suspend 3 for 1, add 2, so it's like a Soul Ring with Suspend. Definitely not as good as the original, but that's a neat pull. Now, you can kind of see I'm not really separating these. These Collector Booster packs are gonna pretty much go straight into a bin so that the foiling doesn't get all wrecked up. Though the foiling definitely makes it weird for this. Progenitor Ooze isn't legendary if it's a token. Eve enters the battlefield with +1/+1 counter on it for each other ooze you control, and it has Storm. Wow, okay. Neat art. Dakon Shadowslayer, a mythic rare, not one that I'm currently planning on playing, but I mean, legendary Planeswalker enters the battlefield with a number of loyalty counters on him equal to the number of lands you control, so minimum 3 when he comes in, right? Abundant Harvest. Choose land or non-land. Reveal until you card of chosen kind. Put it in your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your library. Pretty decent. Hey, look at that. Sacrifice token, gets +2/+2. Pretty good for a green. Soul Snare, Sacrifice Soul Snail. I mean, that's it's a lot of the original art. And you can see with the foiling on these, some of these are going to be like the etched art. Timeless Dragon, Plains, Cycling, and Internalize. So kind of a neat card, not one that I'm looking to get, but obviously it's flying. The plane cycling means that for 2 you can search out of planes. Internalize, if it's in your graveyard, you can put it into play as a zombie creature, and in addition to its other types. Green creatures you control get +1/+1 whenever a green creature enters the battlefield under your control. Scry 1, pretty cool, right? So definitely not a whole lot of stuff yet. Not a whole lot of stuff yet that I've been looking for, except for that Soul Talisman. Faithless Salvaging, Faithless Looting got banned in Modern, so this is like the new Modern version of Faithless Looting, right? Discard a card, draw a card, and rebound it, so you can cast at the top of your next turn for free. Let's see. None of these guys are for me. Fast and Furious, too fast, too furious. Act the fool. See, that's that cool. Look at that. Okay, here's one that I was gonna buy online, but I don't have to anymore because I got it before. I was thinking about putting this in my, and it's Asmarandicurus, whatever. I'm not even gonna try it. Basically, it goes well in a Madness deck as long as you've discarded a card this turn. You may play, black-red to cast it. Enters the battlefield, search your library for a card named the Underworld Cookbook, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle, sacrifice 2 food, target creature deals 6 damage to itself. So, I really like the idea of this card because I feel like it does go into my Madness deck, but then I'd have to add an Underworld Cookbook, which I don't even think I have one of those right now. I'm not even sure what it does. I remember it not being overwhelming. And then, the sacrifice 2 food part, I mean, that really kind of goes in with a food deck, right? So maybe put that one to the side. I really like this card too, World Weary. It's got the basic land cycling for black 1. So if you're mana fucked, you can go looking for, and then it's got the 5 for the -4/-4, so you can use it. I wouldn't say it's great. Here we go. A mythic rare, Mary's Wake. White, green, 3 creatures you control get +1/+1. Whenever you tap land for mana, add 1 mana of any type that land produced. See, I'm not a huge fan of green, so don't see myself playing that, but. And then, yeah, so basically, a cool foil of a common, a cool foil of a uncommon, not ones I'm looking for, not looking for that. Enchantress Presence, cast an enchantment spell, draw a card, great in principle, but not something for me. And then Force of Vigor. It's not your turn. You may exile a green card from your hand rather than pay the spell's mana cost. Destroy 2 artifact and or enchantments. Right? So that's the green force. Pretty damn good to get that in the old foil border. Now, I was not planning on buying one of these, especially the collector's booster, but as I said at the beginning here, I was able to get one from Butt-Axe Games at a pretty decent price, sub $400, and my wife got it for Father's Day, which I didn't deserve, right? So I love always looking at the vampires. I got a vampire tribal deck, sacrifice another creature, Legion Vanguard Explorers. The Explorer mechanic, pretty cool, came out of like Ixalan, I think. Reveal the top card of your library, put that card in your hand if it's land. Otherwise, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature and then put that card back or put it into your graveyard. So gives you some tokens. Probably not something I'm going to be putting into my vampire deck, but interesting nonetheless. Creature tokens get flying, gets green, I don't care. Mountain, Piru the Volatile. See, it's a big old Mardu creature. Sacrifice unless so I mean basically this guy, right, he's 8 mana, flying lifelink, beginning your upkeep, sacrifice him unless you pay 3, and the 3 is Mardu. When he dies, 7 damage to each non-legendary creature, so pretty nifty for a board wipe, if you know, like a budget board wipe, right? See, I just got back at the fancy Fractured Sanity. Each opponent mills 14 cards, cycling. When you cycle Fractured Sanity, each opponent mills 4 cards. So, great. This is going like straight into a mill commander deck I'm building. So, obviously, the mill mechanic, perfect, right? Soul Snare. Exile target creature that's attacking you or a planeswalker you control. So, I don't know why you would exile a planeswalker you control, so I don't know about that one. And then another one of these boys, Flame Rift, to each player. See, that's my kind of burn spell. 4 damage for 2 to each player, less value. Hey, Karth the Lion. When Karth the Lion enters the battlefield or a planeswalker you control dies, look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may reveal a planeswalker card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. Planeswalker loyalty abilities you activate cost an additional +1. +1 to activate. Yeah, so, like, I saw the preview of this card and I did not understand. Maybe somebody can explain to me. Apprentice. Breya's Apprentice enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 Thopter, 1/1 colorless Thopter creature, artifact creature token. Sacrifice an artifact. I mean, yeah, so maybe that's something I would use, but that was a pretty neato. Pacola. Let's see here. Now, we haven't really seen any of, like, the big money cards that I know about, but apparently this set had a lot of Squirrel Sanctuary. Create a 1/1 green Squirrel token. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, pay 1, put it, if you do, return it to your hand. So recurs back up, creating lots of Squirrel tokens. See, there we go. I just was saying, like, none of the big ones, but it's definitely not one that I'm gonna probably use. Swamp or Forest. I mean, I do have a commander deck that is Mardu, or not Mardu, like red-black, and one of the builds for that particular deck is getting all the fetches that are, like, at least in color, just so you can, like shorten the deck for, like, you know, removing, you know, land cards and stuff. So, like, I guess I don't have to spend that on a Verdant Catacombs, but otherwise, Abundant Harvest, got one of those, I believe. Thought Monitor, affinity for artifacts, so cost 1 less for each artifact you control, or you can tap artifacts with a pay for its cost. Flying, Thought Monitor enters battlefield, draw 2 cards. So, got a bunch of artifacts, shit them out on the board. Marble Girl, Blacksmith's Skill. I mean, and these cards look great. Yeah, Sword of Snow and Sinew and Steel. Look at that old foil. Equipped creature gets +2/+2, has protection from black and red. Equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, destroy up to one target planeswalker and up to one target artifact. Yeah, I mean, not bad. I always had an idea to get like all the swords into a deck with Squee the Immortal as the commander, and then do like Mecha Shiva with him where he has all the swords. So, you know, maybe this card puts me one step closer to that, right? And then, I mean, not a bad deck, right? Or a pack, right? I mean, you get a fetch, you get double mythic, Scion of Draco, domain, 2 less to cast for each basic land type among lands you control. It's 12 off the top, flying. Each creature you control has vigilance. If it's white, hexproof. If it's blue, lifelink if it's black, first strike if it's red, trample if it's green. I mean, it's an artifact creature, dragon. Definitely not bad. Not something I would probably play a lot of, but let's check this one out. See those artifact lands. I mean, not that they matter to me. Said and done. Oof. Mishra's Factory. Okay. See, that's one that I like and I was hoping to get. So, getting a foil Nito Burrito. A Mark Grave. Search your library for a non-legendary card. Put that card in your graveyard, then shuffle. So, modern version of Entomb. Entomb, pay 1 black. Take a creature card, put it from your library, put it in your graveyard. This is like the modern version, so you can play your Reanimator, right? Lens Flare. Ooh, look at that beautiful counter spell. I mean, I wasn't looking for one because I've got a couple, but like, look at that. Isn't that nice? That is nice. Talisman of Curiosity. Which I guess these, you know, people use these for mana fixing, and it's definitely good for that. Double Talisman of Curiosity. Karmic Guide. Protection of 2 white, 3 colorless. Protection for black. Echo. You gotta pay 5 on its Echo, and whenever it enters the battlefield, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So, you know, I don't see you paying the Echo cost on that, right? And your series, Fortunate Flame. Choose a number between 1 and 5. You flip coins. For each flip you win, draw a card. For each flip you lose, deals 2 damage to you. If you win 5 flips this way, you may cast spells from your hand this turn without paying the mana cost. I mean, lots of big rewards possible on that one, right? Truth be told, I opened a bundle and I already have, that's like my 3rd use free, so wasn't super excited about getting another one. And then, you know, the artifact lands, there we go. Greed. Let's see what it is. Timeless Dragon. Okay. Get him again, right? And this time in the full art. Ignoble Hierarch. Okay, so this is an interesting one. Ignoble Hierarch, Goblin Shaman, taps for red, black, or green, and exalted creatures that attack on their own get +1/+1, right? So they actually have another one, Noble Hierarch. It's like the human cleric or something like that. Basically, it's like a play on that. So neat. I like that. Talisman of Creativity. World Weary, Defile. Target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn for each swamp you control. Great removal. And then, what's this? Shardless Agent. It's a human rogue. Blue, green, 1, Cascade. Not something I would play a lot of. And then Out of Time. When Out of Time enters battlefield, untap all creatures, then phase them out until Out of Time leaves the battlefield. Put a time counter on Out of Time for each creature phased out of this way. It's Vanishing. A bunch of words. I don't know what Vanishing does. Maybe that's great, but again, not something I was looking for. And then we're in the last 5 packs. I'm definitely pretty hyped. Hellmongrel Madness. You discard a card, he gets +1/+1 until end of turn. So he's a discard outlet. He goes into the battlefield Madness, probably getting a spot in my Madness commander deck. Foundry Helix, kind of neat. As additional cost to the spell, sacrifice permanent, deals 4 damage to any target. Sacrifice permanent was an artifact, gain 4 life. So it's like Lightning Helix, which is white-red, 3 damage, gain 3, except for, some conditions, and it's 3. Definitely a cool, and that's the problem with some of the Modern Horizons 2 cards, is that they're really just kind of discount versions of better cards, but in Modern, right? Quirion Ranger, though, this is a great reprint, right? Turn of Forest, you control to its owner's hand, untap target creature, activate only once each turn. To get that, yeah, great pickup. Inevitable Betrayal. Search target opponent's library for a creature card, put that card onto the battlefield under your control, then that player shuffles. So, suspend 3 for 3 mana. Kind of neat. Not something I would probably use a lot of. Kitchen Imp, we already talked about him. Feel like he's going to be a boss. Verdant Command. Choose 2. Target player creates 2 tapped 1/1 green scroll creature tokens. Counter target loyalty ability of a planeswalker. Exile target creature or target card from a graveyard. Target player gains 3 life. Pretty good, but in green. So not my cup of tea. Drothy Voidwalker. Dalthi. It's a shadow. If a card would be put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, instead exile it with a void counter on it, and then sacrifice Dalthi Voidwalker. Choose an exile card an opponent owns with a void counter on it. You may play this card or play it this turn without paying its mana cost. So kind of neat, right? Esper Sentinel, 1 white. Whenever an opponent casts their first non-creature spell each turn, draw a card unless that player pays X, where X is Esper Sentinel's power. So definitely have an idea of putting this into a white-blue and black deck that I have that, is all about taxing the opponent. So, you pay the X, or I draw that card, hey, pay 1, or I get this card. Pretty neat, right? And then get a Raging Clue. So honestly, I'm trying to do this kind of quick because I've got the baby. We got a vampire, so yeah, the baby's sleeping, so and if she wakes up, then I gotta go sacrifice another creature. Each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Really kind of fits along that vampire theme. I don't know if I'll play it, but because I have cards that do similar things for better, but I like always seeing what the new vampires are doing. Talking about you earlier, Underworld Cookbook. I guess I don't have to go and find one. Discard a card, create a food token, right? Pay 4, sacrifice the Underworld Cookbook, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand, right? So definitely, like, in response to that card from earlier, the one with the name I can't really read. That was kind of, you know, above and beyond it being a outlet to discard cards. It doesn't really do a whole lot for my Madness deck. I mean, it would produce food tokens, but one outlet for food tokens is just not enough. And then Karth the Lion, we talked about this boy a little bit ago. Then this is the less fancy version of it, I guess. Jade Avenger. Frog Samurai with Bushido, too. Like, that's so cute, right? Who played EverQuest back in the day with the frog guys? I was looking at this earlier. Turok, Dread Cantor. So, black 1 with kicker for 2 black, protection for white. Whenever an opponent discards a card, put a +1/+1 counter on Turok, Dread Cantor, and then when he enters the battlefield, if he's kicked, target opponent discards 2 cards at random, right? Pretty cool, just like the hymn. He is the Turok of which the hymn names, right? Ornithopter of Paradise. I actually hate this card. It's great for, like, you know, if you're any deck and you need mana fixing of any kind, right? You know, great. But otherwise, for 2, it's an 0/2 for 2 flying, tap 1 to add 1 mana of any color. You know, is it really? I feel like it's a trap card, but you know, maybe not. Never did. I'm just going to mention this one time. I never understood the split second rule. It's like it goes on to the stack. I think I never understood it. Maybe it resolves before everything else. Like, you know, it doesn't follow the like normal like stack rules. I don't know. Maybe somebody can answer that in the comments, right? And then, hey, Blazing Root Walla. I definitely wanted one of these. Madness 0, but in red. Because that's like the Basking Root Walla, right? That Madness for 0. But I couldn't play it in my commander deck because it's red-black, right? Blazing Root Walla goes right into that deck. Archmage Charm. Choose 1. Counter target spell. Target player draws 2 cards. Can control target non-land permanent with mana value 1 or less. That's pretty spice, right? And we get 2 of them. I definitely didn't need 2 of them. What's up with these collector booster packs? Getting dosed per. So, I don't know. I'm probably not going to, like, figure out what the value was of this box. Because I feel like I may be upset, but I'm not, you know, I'm not interested in being upset on this, right? Okay, another Misty Rainforest, right? Fetch land, full art. I mean, if I was going to be buying all the fetches, these would be the ones I would buy. I don't particularly have a whole lot of love for foils, even though the foils in here have been really great. And, you know, I just got the recent Secret Lair all fairy, like the Fairy Conclave foil, and it's like obnoxiously foiled. But so I mean, I'm not a huge fan of foils, but I'm not gonna like say no to them. But this, perfect, right? Fetch land. All the fetch lands have been losing, you know, typically a very high value card, right? And they've been losing value because of this set. I think they're just going to kind of sneak right back up, you know, because they only reprint them every couple of years. So, plus everybody wants them. Like, you know, if you're playing Modern, you want to play fetches for all your cards. Sythis, Harvest Hand, cast an enchanted spell, gain a life, draw a card, white, red, or white, green. Not my style, right? Undead Augur. I mean, not a great card, but definitely a card that sees play in zombie decks and as a wizard. Bone Shard. Sword of Hearth and Home. So, I mean, I'm definitely getting my sword collection going, huh? +2/+2, protection from green and white. Deals combat damage to a player. Exile up to 1 target creature card you own. then search your library for a basic land card, put both cards onto the battlefield under your control, then shuffle. So phases in and out a creature, and then gets you a basic land on the table. Not bad. And that's like a lot of the swords, right? They're going to be, you know, a couple mana, like 3 mana to place, 2 mana to equip, and then they're usually like +2/+2 protection from 2 colors, and then deal combat damage to a player, get some effects, right? So definitely a cool version of the card to have. And Void Mirror, it's an artifact. Whenever a player casts a spell, if no colored mana was spent to cast it, kind of that spell. Okay, yeah, I mean, like, hey, like, you got the artifact deck with your Tron lands, well, we's gonna shut you down, right? So, I don't know if you play this main board a lot, but definitely could be a sideboard material. And 2 packs left. So, artifact land, Arcbound, and I mean, I don't know, I do love this Plains. So, yeah, I mean, for the most part, though, I don't know if I'm happy or sad. Zabaz, the Glimmerwasp, modular 1, modular triggered ability would put 1 or more +1/+1 counters on a creature you control, put that many +1/+1/+1 counters on it instead, spend 1 red, destroy a target artifact you control, spend 1 white, Zabaz, the Glimmerwasp, gains flying until end of turn. So, I mean, like, insect commander guy? I don't know. Late to dinner. That's something I've been... Oh, Magus of the Brood. Whenever a non-token creature is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. When a creature is put into an opponent's graveyard from the battlefield, exile Magus of the Bridge. Yeah, I mean, not really my type, but... And then, let's see. Okay, Diamond Lion. So, this definitely is, first off, it's pretty. And then second off, it does have a place in one of my commander decks, right? So, just like Diamond's Eye Lion, or Lion's Eye Diamond, right? That's, you know, very old card. It's 0, tap, sack, sacrifice Lion's Eye Diamond, discard your hand, add 3 mana of 1 color, right? Same thing here. Discard your hand, sacrifice Diamond Lion, add 3 mana of any 1 color, activate only as an instant, right? So it's like a budget version of Lion's Eye Diamond. Not budget in the fact that of mana cost, because, you know, Lion's Eye Diamond is 0, but Lion's Eye Diamond is also like $500, which, you know, if you're looking for one, Bodex Games got one, but I ain't trying to spend, you know, $500 on a Magic card. No, I only spend $400 on a booster box. Okay, and then another really cool card that I was hoping to get, Profane Tutor. Suspend, it's 1 black, 1 colorless, suspend 2. Search your library for a card, put that card on into your hand, then shuffle, right? So, it's Tutor, you know, and it, you know, it's the modern legal tutor, and I think anything that has a tutor effect is always going to be powerful. Big problem with this card, of course, suspend 2, right? So, you know, you're gonna have to make sure you're still on the board 2 turns from now, which I feel like is great for Commander, but not necessarily great for Modern. But who knows? I mean, I don't play Modern. Last pack, right? So Mog Salvage. If an opponent controls an island and you control a mountain, you may cast a spell without paying its mana cost. Sounds pretty nifty. Destroy target artifact. I don't think it's very good, but I mean, I like everything Goblin pretty much. So let's see here. Damn. Destroy target creature. Creature destroyed this way can't be regenerated for 2. So this is actually a really neat card. 2 black, destroy target creature, or 2 white and 2 colorless. Change it to destroy all creatures, right? So targeted removal or Wrath of God. That's one of the cool things about this card specifically is utility, right? And then Faithless Salvaging we talked about. Gist the Hungertide. As long as Gist the Hungertide isn't on the battlefield, it's a 1/1 insect creature in addition to its other types. Create a 1/1 black and green insect creature token, then mill a card. If an insect card was milled this way, put a loyalty counter on Gist and repeat this process. You may sacrifice a creature. When you do, destroy target creature or planeswalker. Each one it loses life equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard. So, again, definitely not my cup of tea, but pretty good, right? It's green, black for 1. And then, just, hey, Faithless Salvaging, and then Faithless Salvaging. Sleep Through, Arrow, Amoeba, Goblin Engineer, right? Okay. Goblin Engineer enters battlefield, search your library for an artifact card, put it into your graveyard, then shuffle. Sacrifice an artifact. Return target artifact card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Sounds good. And then Nykthos Paragon. Enchant creature, human soldier. Whenever you gain life, you may put that many +1/+1 counters on each creature you control. Do this only once each turn. So, okay, neat, but not necessarily something that's my speed, right? So now we're gonna do a wrap up that Ryan suggested, which I'm sure like Ryan and John from Bodax Games, which is where you should get all your cards if you're not, a loser. If you're a loser, I guess you can get your cards from anywhere. And then Ryan from Ryguy Games. Ryan suggested that I do it where I put all the rares and the mythics out. So I didn't really, again, kind of sort any of the cards this time around, because they're pretty much all going straight into a pocket of shame. Because anybody who's been watching my videos, right, you've been hearing about how one day I'm going to organize my cards and figure out, how I'm going to best display them. Because, gosh, I feel like, especially with having all this now, I feel like I should sell some of my cards. In fact, me and my wife even had discussion, right, where she was like, hey, what are you doing with all these cards that you have around? And for a while there, I was handing cards off to here, there, or trading them or whatever. And honestly, then there was a point where I kind of went through my collection and I tried to sort everything by what was worth more than $1 and kind of putting all that to the side, or anything worth more than 50 cents, you know what I mean, or whatever. And right now it is just atrociously unorganized. So I need some tips, guys. What's the way to organize your cards? Go ahead and throw that. How do you do it? Maybe somebody will give me something good in the comments, and we'll find out what's up. So you know, this is the thing with the collector's boosters, right? I mean, these were all the rares and mythics, right? Let's go ahead and count them out. So, Nikos Paragon, right? And then Goblin Engineer, Gist, Hunger Tide, Dam, Resurgent Belief, Persist, Soul Talisman, one I'm very excited for. I don't know why. Wonder, AV Progenitor, Ooze, Dakon, Sylvan Anthem, Timeless Dragon, however you pronounce that guy. And I'm not placing them in any specific order, to be honest with you. Mirari's Wake, Enchantress Presence, Force of Vigor, Piru Volatile, Fractured Sanity, Ray's Apprentice. And really, hold on, you know, I should be putting these in an order though. And that order should be by how many are like rare and mythic, because apparently to some people that's important. Oh, how many mythics did you get? I don't know. What's a mythic? What's a mathic? So, Ray's Apprentice. Again, Karth the Lion, who I just don't get him. I'm like, what does he do? I don't get it. Verdant Catacomb, and I guess will search, because like the fetches, I think I only did get 2 fetches, right? But like, let's put a couple of these to the side, things that I just really like. I mean, some of this stuff is not necessarily chaff, but not for me, you know. So, those are some of the cards that I really like. Thought Monitor, Sword of Sinew and Steel, as we know. Sign of Dracon, Amark Grave. Oh, God, this counterfell. I mean, I see it, and it just makes me, ugh, oh, I love it. Right? Ignoble Hierarch, love him. And I haven't been naming them. Shardless, Agent, Out of Time, Inevitable Betrayal, Verdant Command, Esper Sentinel, Dothy Void Walker, Karth, and then Torok, Dread Cantor, and then the same pack, 2 Archmage's Charms. I'm thinking this is a good card, but like maybe it's telling me I need to play blue control or blue counterspell in like modern. Is that a build? Like, can I use these for something? Somebody post a deck in the comments for me. Misty Rainforest, cool, right? Swords of Hearth and Home, Voidmere, I do like. Zabaz, I don't know about that. And Magnus, yeah, the Diamond Lion, something I'm going to use, and then the Profane Torter, something I'm going to use, I feel like. So, just to go over these again, I mean, really, out of the Mythic slots, I don't think I got any, like, there are a lot of cards that I like, but I don't think they're anything I'm going to use, right? You know, not a bad haul there. So, out of 1 collector's booster, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 mythics, and then just a mountain of rares, right? But of course, some of the ones I like, Profane Tutor, probably go into a commander deck right away. Diamond Lion, definitely another one I like. Of course, you know, fetch lands are always where it's at, though none of my color, right? Counterspell. God, I love this counterspell. I just think it looks so beautiful. And damn. And then that Soul Talisman for the, artifact deck that, you hope that you live till turn 4 so you can use it, right? Anyways, guys, I haven't really talked about a whole lot of the craziness, which I don't know if anybody's been following the NBA Finals. Bracket equals ruined, right? The Nets are out, so Nets are out, Jazz are out. Like, what's up with this, right? But that's all for today. Thanks for stopping by. Take care.